Witam serdecznie na kolejnym odcinku z Dungeon Siege 3 i teraz tak, zadanie, które nam mamy, musimy iść, tak, spotkać się z Fineasem przy gazopływie na szczycie głębokiego szybu, bo będziemy tutaj robić pułapkę dla tych gości, dla armii tej Kassandry całej. Tam wszystkie zadania chyba były wzięte, mam nadzieję. Teraz odbijamy się. No, odgłosy są ciekawe, muszę przyznać. Tego wiertła. Wiatrak oczywiście. Powietrze.
I've lowered the platform for you. Step onto it.
Jednak trzeba było czekać, iść.
There you are. Let's hurry. I should be able to form a path to the center.
What a magnificent... I don't even know what to call it. Device? Apparatus? Floating stone thing?
There it is. I've never been this close. Sad that we must put it to rest. This will take a few moments, and all of my focus. Sentinels! They won't stop until I halt the stone stream. Keep them back!
Those sentinels don't look happy to see us.
Wstawać teraz.
It's like trying to hold back a river. I'm trying.
No need to kill these damn things. And no traps to lure them into.
Zaraz więcej jest.
It's beginning to stop. Just a little while longer.
Persistent devils, aren't they? Got to hold them back.
Więcej ich tutaj przyłazi. Wstawiają te, które leżą.
I have it.
Dobra, tak już poszło.
It's done. I need to rest a while. Go on, quickly. I'll be safe here.
Dobra, hajsy. Nie wiem po co, ale bierę. Teraz zadaniem jest wróć na dwór. Ja myślałem, że mieliśmy coś więcej robić, kurde, coś źle zapamiętałem. Dobra, no to lecimy na dwór.
Phineas did it, didn't he? The fans have stopped, which means that the well is going to be a dangerous place very soon. Unfortunately, it won't be soon enough. Jane's army broke through and her men are storming into the bedrock. Lord Devonsey and his soldiers are holding them off. Help them buy us some time to get our explosives ready. Then we'll send those
No właśnie,
bastards
coś
to
o
Azamai.
wybuchach pamiętałem, że miało być. Dobra, to biegnę. na wprost biegniemy. A no bo tak, bo była mowa, że od dołu atakują. już. Tak, teraz w prawo. I zjeżdżamy na dół, o ile możemy wejść. A nie, przechodzimy dalej.
One more time.
Dobra, leży. Wydawało mi się, że jak zniszczymy, wyłączył tam ten cały, ten wielki kryształ, no to wszystko przestanie działać. Tu się okazuje, że wszystko cały czas działa.
The Royalists look like they could use our help. Let's say we charge right in.
Fight for Queen Rosalind!
Aj. Lecimy dalej. Sama strzelają. Myślałem, że zapiszemy, tak, że jesteśmy obok. Ale nie pozwolili mi zapisać.
I'm glad you're safe. Look, down there. We held the high ground, but they're pushing us back. My soldiers need your help. You can take the floating platform to the bottom. Thanks to you, we still have our cannons from the swamp. We'll use them to cover you until Roderick signals us all to retreat. Do whatever you can to delay Jane's army. We need more time for the vapors to build up at the bottom of the well.
O, to zapis chyba był. Tyle dobrze.
That gas makes a fine stench. It's building up fast.
Dobra, leży.
Hold your peace. My Lady Jane Cassinder calls parley.
Lower your weapons. We've come here to talk. I would know who leads my enemy's army. Tell me, why is your face so familiar? Are you the child of some lord that I've slain?
No to jest cała ta Jane Cassandra. Mam wrażenie, że jest ona tą archontką. Wygląda podobnie do nich. A nie mamy teraz przy sobie jej archontki.
You, of all people, should recognize the Legion when you meet them.
My lady, this woman was one of the Legionnaires in Raven's Rill. My life was spared by her word.
Mercy from the Legion? I find that hard to believe. Unless it was some kind of ploy.
Jezu,
Violence has always been the Legion's way. Ever since Hugh Montbaron murdered the old king. Did you plan the same for little Queen Mouse?
The Queen doesn't believe your lies. She trusts the Legion.
Then she is a stupid, sheltered little girl who lays her neck between the jaws of a lion. She doesn't know the Legion as I do. The old king. The man your Legion sought to murder and displace. He was my father.
And your mother? Who was she?
An Archon. One of the last of her kind. Granted shelter and solace by my father, the king.
Zapytajmy się o to.
You say your mother was an Archon? A creature out of myth?
She came to this world with her sisters, seeking the lost gods they once served. Archons are not so strange to you. You fought my handmaid in Raven's Rill, and you spared her life. Whatever your reason, that was more of a kindness than you know. My mother's people are precious and few.
If your father was the old king, then you and Rosalind are family.
By blood, Rosalind is my niece. But I will never call her kin. Her family stood by, content to watch, while I destroyed the Legion and avenged our father. Only then did they turn against me. They raised an army to put me in chains. A mistake, they'd tell you. If they were not all dead.
If the royal family turned against you, they must have had good reason.
Good reason? Only if you count jealousy and
To
fear.
ona jest taka
People had begun to whisper that the king had been
świnięta,
my
już
father.
widzę.
They were rumors, nothing more. But they worried the rightful heirs. I
Zaślepiona.
had no designs upon the throne. Not then. But neither would I go quietly to the noose. They created the very monster they feared.
No zbiło je po prostu.
Rosalind said nothing of this to me. Does she know that she's your niece?
Perhaps she doesn't know, if her family kept it from her. What better way to let a shameful secret die?
Rosalind had no part in any of this, so why fight her?
Because Rosalind is weak. She could never rebuild this nation alone. She'll be forced to rely upon others, like your Legion. And you will have power over her. But that is what you want, is it not? I have no need to make such bargains. I am strong enough to rebuild my father's kingdom on my own. And greater powers, not of this world, have shown their favor of me.
We've spoken enough about your father and his kin.
Now you know why I lay claim to this kingdom. I am well within my rights.
Znaczy, no nie mam powodu nie wierzyć jej, nie?
What if I take you at your word? Can we negotiate a truce?
What if there is some truth to what she says? Wouldn't hurt to ask Devonsey, if we get out of this alive.
They need not be killed, my lady. We could offer exile, or...
Not to the Legion.
Jest zaślepiona nienawiścią i
I
pragnieniem
have
władzy.
heard the voices of my mother's lost gods. On this day, they will grant me victory over you and the Pretender
Co tego
Queen.
mówię, no coś jest nie
This
tak
parley is
znowu, nie?
finished. Remain here, and you will be slain. Try to run, and I will hunt you down. We shall not speak again.
Poszła.
Do you hear that noise? Ah, didn't Phineas say something about a war beast?
Co to zapis? Problem jest, ta bestia biega, goście jeszcze biegają. Ale zabija swoich. Nie wiem, razem. Zabiliśmy ją.
The war beast lay dead, its fall testament to the might of the 10th Legion. But it seemed a Pyrrhic victory as the Azunite army pushed into the deep well. Hundreds of soldiers poured from the tunnels, easily outnumbering the Royalist forces. You and your allies fled before
Tego nie
them,
mamy w swoim zespole.
but this was not the defeat it might have seemed. Without the stone stream to refresh it, the air in the deep well was a seething cauldron of explosive gas, awaiting the merest spark. That spark the Royalists were all too happy to provide. The explosion collapsed the well, entombing the Azunites beneath the mountain, and shattering Jane Cassinder's hopes of destroying the Queen. Would that Cassinder herself had been buried there, along with her men. But such an end was not her fate.
Jane's army is fleeing down the mountain. The woman lives, but we're safe from her. For now.
The victory is yours. We owe the Legion our lives.
I'm told that Jane spoke to you. She mentioned the old king, no doubt. And the Legion's role in his murder.
I need to know what really happened. All the facts, no matter how shameful.
We ought to begin more conversations this way.
Jane Cassinder spoke the truth, as far as she understands it. The commanders of the Legion did conspire to unseat the old king. The goal was never to murder the old king, only to replace him with his eldest son. But the king resisted, and the matter went awry.
You must understand. My grandfather was a monster. Even his own children despised him.
You say the king was a monster. What had he done?
I do not pretend to understand the man, but by all accounts, he was prone to paranoia, irrational rages. He grew jealous of the Legion. Before long, he started seizing our chapter houses and estates, threatening to disband the Legion altogether. So Mont Baron struck first.
If they didn't mean to harm the king, then why was he slain?
I wasn't there when it happened, but I'm told that the king drew a sword. The man wasn't much of a fighter, more a danger to himself than the Legionnaires. Who knows how he ended up with a blade in his gut? All the parties are long dead, and we shall never learn the truth.
We have a friend, an old Legion scout called Odo. Would he have known about the plot?
No. Mont Baron told the rank and file nothing, so that they wouldn't share in his guilt. Little good it did them. They all died, innocent or not.
I spisek był, tylko że trochę inaczej wyglądał niż jak wszyscy go malowali.
You were one of the Legion commanders. Weren't you part of the plot?
When the plan was put forward by Mont Baron, I spoke against it. We had all made a vow to defend the crown, and it seemed to me that our word should be kept. But all the others disagreed. So I abandoned the Legion, left the hall, out the door, and never went back. The king was in the wrong, yes. But was treason our only recourse? I thought not.
You were the only one who abandoned the Legion over this?
A good friend followed me into exile. His name was Garin Marcel. We served the royal family as generals during the war with Jane. Garin died at the Battle of Drifter's Cross. Phineas is his son.
Phineas has Legion blood? I'd never have guessed. Seems a bit cerebral, doesn't he?
No ale no, geny to geny, no ale jak zajmował się nauką, no to będzie wyglądać jak uczony, nie?
Jane told me something else. She said that she was the king's illegitimate daughter.
Ah, the old rumors. I can't say for sure, but I am inclined to believe them.
Jane Cassinda shares my blood? What else have you not told me, Lord Devonsey? The woman lost her father. Her family betrayed her. That doesn't excuse what she's done, but at least now I understand. I would ask one more favor of the Legion. Should you meet her again, will you spare Jane Cassinda's life?
Dobra, niech będzie.
If she's willing to surrender, I'll let Jane live.
Lord Devonsey will surely chastise me for my gentle nature, but I am sure this is the right course. Whatever happens, the Legion has my trust and support.
I shall send riders to all the towns and villages that support the Queen with news of our alliance. You have the word of the Royal Court. All Western Ebb will stand united behind the Legion.
Dobra, 2 osiągnięcia. Ładne nagrody. Dobra, to było F. Tutaj wszędzie inna. Większy atak, płomienie, to może być. Nowa broń. Wytrzymałość, trochę mniejsza zbroja. Większy blok. No bloku nie używam, więc sumarycznie by było więcej, więc dobra, niech będzie. Blok używałem w tej jednej walce, gdzie faktycznie się bardzo przydawał, bez niego nie dało się wygrać. Nie. Większy atak, dużo większy, mniejsza zwinność, wola, wykrwawianie i lód. Niech będzie. Atak, wola, dobra, to będzie spoko. Teraz ty, chłopie, co ty masz tam? Gorsza broń. Nie. Na pewno nie. Też nie. Też nie. I... No, w sumie ten azuryjski amulet możesz mieć. Dobra. Tak, zapiszmy grę. Tak tylko z ciekawości. Przecież ja ustawiałem na normalny. Dlatego tak łatwo mi szło w tej walce. Ja pierdykam.
We've come a long way from that filthy swamp, haven't we? You've given us a victory that will be remembered for years to come. Escorting you to the causeway is the least that we can do. Are you ready to go?
Tak, mamy tu wszystko
Yes,
załatwione
let's head to
już.
the causeway.
Tak, wróć do domu. Dobra, to wracamy. Ale byłem przekonany, że na normalnym gram poziomie już sobie z powrotem. Widać w którymś momencie się nie zadziałało poprawnie. A ta walka powinna być trudniejsza, nie? A coś mi nie pasowało, bo chodziło o to, że jakie przedmioty zdobywaliśmy, że nic z tych lepszych nie wpadało za bardzo. Zaczęło mnie śmierdzieć trochę. Dobra.
We've had rumors of another battle. Is it true? Jane Cassinda's army retreating in disarray?
Disarray is too kind a word. I might say panic, or terror instead.
And Rosalind, what did you think of her? Worthy to wear the crown or no?
Czas pokaże.
She's young and soft-hearted. With guidance, she could become strong.
Soft-hearted is a bit of an understatement. Tell them how she asked us to be nice to Jane Cassinda.
I think that bodes well for us. Strength can be learned. Empathy and compassion cannot.
What about our proposal? Does she favor the Legion?
Rosalind agreed to an alliance. She and Devonsey gave their word.
Well done. But that's not all, is it? The news can't all be good.
My father tried to unseat the old king. The murder was an accident, but Devonsey said...
No more. I don't want to hear. You think I hadn't guessed it was something like that? I still called it a lie. We can't tell this story, not ever.
The people already heard this from Jane. It's too late to hide the truth.
If we win this war, Jane will be dead. Her words become lies.
Nie, no już gościa nie lubię za to podejście.
You're wrong, Odo. The story needs to be told, or the lesson will never be learned.
And what then? The people won't blame Montbaron. They'll paint the whole Legion with the same bloody brush. Kingslayers forevermore. We'll be feared. No matter how virtuous we seem, we'll always be a threat.
Better that the people hear the truth from our lips. I won't lie to them.
Indeed. I don't think deception was ever part of the Legion Code.
I was half afraid that Martin might say something like this. But you too?
The Legion will be better for this, not worse. The Crown as well. If we all know the story and remember it, we won't repeat the same mistakes. We've made our choice. Let's speak of something else. What else did you learn in Glitterdelf?
Jane Cassinda is the daughter of the old king. She told me herself. You never knew?
I always thought that was just a rumor. This changes things.
If Jane Cassinda is the old king's daughter, then she has a claim to the throne. Probably thinks it's her right.
Better to strike now while she's off balance. Still reeling from her loss at Glitterdelf.
Jane must have a stronghold, and it's probably well guarded. We need an army of our own.
Stonebridge can field an army of automatons if need be. If we can seal an alliance with them, they might be willing to help us against Jane.
That's another reason to win the Meister's support.
The Meisters have always avoided taking sides. No profit for them, getting embroiled in a war.
Bo będzie to
I agree.
teraz.
Our chances may be slim, but it's still worth a try.
Dobra. Ogólnie podejście, ukryjmy prawdę, że zabiliśmy króla, jest błędnym, bo teraz możemy przyznać się, że była grupa spiskowców, reszta nie miała nic z tym wspólnego. I co dalej? No i dalej jest to, że możemy potem poprawiać swoją reputację, tak? Opowiedzieć historię. Nie każdy uwierzy, ale jeśli będziemy stawiać prawdę, a informacja o tym już dawno temu wypłynęła, bo w końcu dlatego wybuchła wojna domowa, tak? Zabito legionistów, to wszystko, więc lepsza jest prawda w tym momencie, bo jej nie ukryjemy, bo ona już jest, bo już istnieje ta prawda, nie? Dobrze, ale na tym dzisiaj zakończymy. Mam nadzieję, że odcinek Wam się spodobał i do następnego.